Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dan, and I want to thank you so very much for coming along on today's adventure. As you can tell, things went exceptionally well last time. We were able to defeat the Ender Dragon, successfully raid some end cities, and I've now got myself some wings and a whole bunch of amazing gear. So, with all that done, once you've hit the subscribe button and smashed the like, we're going to get on with some infrastructure. Sort of. I have to deal with a little issue first, this guy for one, and every time. This poor farm, I need to deal with this. But anyways, while we were kind of recovering after the end, I was doing a little bit of trading with the villagers, and then my computer crashed, which is a very rare occurrence these days, but it happens. I had way too much happening in the background, and, well, I thought nothing of it. So I just went ahead, relogged in, and unfortunately, there's a bit of an issue. If we head on over to, well, let's call it the villager hut, for lack of a better word, you're going to see that, unfortunately, they're gone. All of them. Without any trace whatsoever. I have absolutely no idea where they went or why they disappeared. It's a little frustrating because I had a ton of good books set up and locked in. And, well, now we're going to have to just start over with the trading, which isn't the end of the world because I wasn't too happy with this little setup anyways. We're, of course, going to need a ton of building blocks and a bunch of other materials. So here we go. I cleaned this up. This is what I was doing when my computer crashed yesterday. So we've got some organization finally, and I say that loosely. The next couple of builds I have planned are going to require an absurd amount of glass and concrete, which you need sand for. Also, I'm going to need a ton of TNT in the near future. Wonder what for? Somehow I forgot that you needed equal parts gravel and sand for concrete. So we're back out into this wonderful little gravel biome to empty it out. I'm not sure if I'm going to use copper, but I better have it just in case. Since we're on the topic of kind of expanding our infrastructure, I decided I was going to play around with some redstone. Now, I'm sure there are much nicer, cleaner ways of achieving what I've got here, but this is just a very basic kind of passive bamboo farm. We got observers that trigger when this guy over here grows all the way up, and then it breaks the whole lot. So it's not perfectly efficient, but while I'm in the base or the barn and I'm just messing around, it's generating some beautiful bamboo. And then same deal here, just with sugarcane. Actually, so it is working. It's not the fastest farm in the world. I'm not, by any stretch of the imagination, a redstone genius or an expert in any way. So what I'm building here is a 100% carbon copy of a moss farm. So the farm tutorial that I'm following is by Silent Whisperer here on YouTube. I will make sure to link his video in the description below. I've actually found quite a few of his videos extremely informative, and they are super easy to follow with very clear and concise instructions. So if you're like me and you don't know exactly what you're doing when it comes to building something, definitely go check his channel out. There are hundreds, and I'm not exaggerating, there are hundreds of tutorials. And apparently this is a nice, easy moss farm. So rather than spend a whole bunch of time filming what I'm doing and explaining it, I'm just going to build it. Wow, as you can see, I've managed to build myself a moss and bone meal farm. And it's a testament to Silent Whisperer just how easy it is to build these following proper instructions. Because I don't really know what I'm doing here. I don't understand most of what's happening, but it still works. And if you don't believe me, let's jump on down, flip the lever. Things are going to move, and poof. See, it's working. I made a thing, and it actually does what it's supposed to. And it's really fast. Like, really fast. So I have half of it spitting out in moss products, and then the other half down here as just bone meal. I'm not sure how those got in there, but that was probably while I was building it. So I mean, we're going to let this run for just a couple of minutes, and we're going to have more bone meal than we could ever imagine, which is really good because we have some really big builds coming up that are going to require a lot of specific materials. Mostly, I'm going to need about 100 bazillion trapdoors, and easiest way to do that for me is going to be to either bone meal a bunch of trees and cut them down, or use bamboo, because I'm not sure which is going to be faster or more efficient. But I will leave both of my little kind of passive automatic farms here running, but I'm going to make a bone meal on a clock to really push through the sugarcane as needed, right? Because once I build up a whole shulker box of rockets, I'm not going to need a ton of sugarcane all at once again. So we can just let it kind of do its thing. Now, as far as this monstrosity goes, I'll probably just leave it ugly and raw for now, and we'll see if I even keep it long term. I've gone ahead and turned all of that stone I mined into smooth stone because, well, frankly, it looks much better. And I've kind of done a thing. I've built myself, 200 odd blocks up into the sky, and we're making a giant platform. I also need a whole bunch of trapdoors. So, if you're wondering what it is I'm building right now, I'm building myself a creeper farm. In theory. I say that because, once again, I'm following a tutorial. This one, not so much of a carbon copy, even though it really is, because I just didn't know how to actually make the creepers give up the gunpowder as well as experience. So I watched a video by JC Plays, and this is what we came up with. With the platform built that's eventually going to catch the creepers, we can build ourselves a little workstation, which I've done. I've got, 6 shulker boxes full of materials that is almost all going to be used for this, and an infinite water source, because we get to go place a whole bunch of stairs, waterlog them, and that's going to essentially flush everything down the middle and concentrate it into a nice tube where it all falls together down to where I'll be standing, either swinging a sword or just using the automatic. I'm building away here, and every time I look down at my little base, I'm just filled with ideas and so much excitement about what we're going to be able to build here in the future. And well, I'll tell you what, I've had some big ideas. Lots and lots of work is going to go into this. It's going to take a while, so please be patient. And obviously make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the videos, give comments on what you'd like to see me improve, because every time I play, I want to get to be a better player. Now, I'm just going to be essentially doing exactly this for the next 10 minutes, I think. Place stair, place stair, place stair. And then once we're done all this, I get to come back with a whole bunch of buckets and back and forth waterlogging it. So I'm going to save you the trouble of watching me do this for too much longer, and we'll just skip to when I'm building the first spawning platforms. Moving on to the spawning platforms themselves, these are going to be pathfinding type. So there's nothing going to be incentivizing the creepers to get off the platforms quickly, which is why this isn't the most efficient farm out there, but it's the easiest for me. Now comes the time to make sure that only creepers are spawning on my creeper farm. And this is achieved by using a combination of buttons and trapdoors. I think there'd be other options out there, but this is what I was able to figure out, and this is what I'm going to use. Ooh, that's disorientating. Disorientating? Yeah, that's a word. Button, button, no button. Button, no button. Button, no button. Yeah, I'm going to go crazy saying button. And button, no button. Button, no button. Button, no button. Actually, that sounds like it could be a kind of a cool song. All the spawning platforms are built. I'm going to say almost all the buttons and trapdoors have been placed. And I say that because I'm almost sure I've missed one or two, but we'll find that out later. Now it's time to build the all-important roof. Without proper coverage, nothing's going to spawn because it's going to be too light. I don't know the exact number of blocks I need to go out past the spawning platforms, so I just went, I think, a few too many, maybe not, maybe it's the exact right number. I just kind of went with it and assumed it was going to be good. Now, I do all this, and then we have to obviously spawn-proof the roof platform itself, and the easiest way for me, because I have a little bit more smooth stone left over than I anticipated, I'll just turn it into slabs, and we'll do that. So now I get to build a massive platform in the sky that's going to do absolutely nothing, except block out the sun, I hope. Well, this thing is massive. It's very simple, but it's just huge and is taking a ton of resources and way more time than I really anticipated. Also, when I'm working on one corner of this, the other side can act as a spawning platform. Who would have guessed? So I've had to throw torches down while I build, or just run back down to my little island there and sleep the night away. You know, let's take just a quick minute to explain exactly how the system works. Down here, we have a whole bunch of observers and pistons, and a trident that just somehow magically stays where it is forever and doesn't use any durability. So now let's get this roof all finished up without falling down the middle of the whole farm. Again and again and again, because yeah, I've done it a couple times now. But yeah, we're so close. And then we're going to be able to have unlimited gunpowder and an excellent source of experience. Now, the final step of this entire process is to spawn-proof the actual roof. And in my case, I need to get rid of a wandering trader that spawned. Actually, I guess just the llamas are left. So yeah, bunch of little slabs to place. Decided to use jungle because jungle logs were readily available. And then we're going to do it. We're going to have our farm. And I am so excited. I've been in such a building mood recently, and it's got the creative juices going. So I'm going to carry on building this. We're going to get some gunpowder, and then we get to start building in on those crazy ideas that are flowing through my brain. I missed the landing just a bit in my excitement because there's creepers. It's working. We're getting gunpowder. I just need to clean up this little kind of workspace I had, and just going to sit here and, well, watch the creepers fall. And with that huge success, I have to end this video because this has taken a lot of time and a lot of effort, but it's worth it. This is what this game is for, in my opinion. Just pushing yourself, finding new limits. I really hope you enjoy it as much as I've been, and if you do, please hit that subscribe button, like the videos, and we will catch you on the next Minecraft adventure.